How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. As you can see from the title, the thumbnail, we are doing something kind of crazy. Doing something crazy! Gosh, I've been growing my hair out for a while now. Probably for like a little bit less than a year. But it's just so much. It's like too much for me to handle. And like, it just gets hot. And I don't know how y'all do it. But anyway, we're gonna get it cut. And we're going to be making a lure out of these luscious locks. So recently, got a haircut. And I like the long hair. I just don't think that it suits me as well as like short hair. But like I said, this video, kind of a weird one. So I saved a little bit of that hair from my haircut. And we're gonna make a lure out of it. This is kind of, it's definitely like a goofy idea. I've seen some other people do it. We're gonna create just a couple of jigs, like a crappie jig and some bucktails out of my hair. So let's get right into it. Oh, but first, y'all always see me like flip and complain about my airbrush paint, so I went ahead and I got some new airbrush paint from US Art Supply. And I haven't used any of their stuff before, but those are the colors that I got. I believe comes in, it's a 12 color set, opaque colors instead of transparent or pearlescent or fluorescent, any of that, and they're water-based acrylic and it's ready to spray, but it does come with a bottle of airbrush cleaner and one reducer and extender. So I'm pretty excited about this. I will probably test some of it out on some lures, but I'm going to get through that other stuff first. But without further ado, let's tie some hair. Alright, I had to change my shirt because all of this is going to be like very dark with, I was wearing that dark shirt and like, my hair's black, so that was all going to be very dark. So I changed it, but I got these jig heads. These are 1/4 ounce. It's probably my favorite size. And this like little nifty tool that it has. So, you know, you got like all this paint in the eyelet. So like this has like this tool has like a little thing for that. So you just like line it up and you can get that paint right out of there. So now you have an open eye. And honestly, that is like super handy. Instead of like trying to get in there and with like a pocket knife or a fish hook or something else and like maybe hurt yourself. So you guys probably know, if you've seen my other bucktail or like, you know, crappie jig video, we are not fancy here. There is no fancy fly tying setups here. The only fancy thing I have for fly tying is like this bobbin, but I do want to get like a little vise that can clamp onto my desk here, but also get a like some UV resin for fly tying. I think that'll make it, like, that'll just like help add to our professionalism on how we put things together. Get this tag end wrapped a few times. Oh, it's perfect. I wasn't sure if I had but I got my little, it's actually a mustache scissors. And it's like very sharp and it works super well for cutting bucktails, things of that nature. So let's grab the hair. So for what we're gonna do first is just we're gonna tie just a straight up bucktail to begin with. And what's really funny is my hair, you know, is very curly, so like all these chunks that I like kept literally are just curls of my hair. Getting that lined up, and I'm gonna flip it around, and I'm gonna probably tie it so the curl is this way. Oh shoot, come on. You got to be joking me. Alright. Let's get it, dude. Just square this up a little bit. And I am by no means an expert at this. This is like one of the first kinds of lures that I made was a bucktail. I feel like if you're gonna get started out in tying or, you know, making lures, this is probably a pretty affordable way that you can start. And, you know, there's definitely like better jig heads, and there's better other things to get started out in with these. And then what I like to do once I got like, oh gosh, yeah, look at that big chunk of hair I just like pulled out. So I like to make sure, oh gosh, I am pulling big wads out. But I like to make sure I don't have any like loose material like that. And then kind of my thought process, and, you know, since this is haircut hair, this isn't, and I didn't cut this myself, like it's not uniform like if I was cutting bucktail myself. But my thought process for hair jigs, and like what I've experienced and looked around and have seen, is that when you're tying up hair, you know, bucktails, things like that, a less is more approach seems to be like the general consensus of like people that I've, you know, when I've read about what I've read from online of like tying bucktails, but then also what I've experienced myself with tying bucktail jigs is that like less hair, there's not so much hair bunched up that it's going to be like restrict the movement in the water. It's going to have a nice flow in the water. So I'm going to take a little bit of this fluff that came off. So it's my partner cut my hair, and she thinks she is so funny because she knew I was doing this, and she was like, you know, Wyatt, she's like, since you're probably gonna go bald, she's like, you should probably keep some of that hair for a toupee. But let's be real, she's probably not wrong. Alright, I'm gonna add just a little more hair. And then I should probably learn that that one knot for fly fishing. Oh, we got some more hair coming out. Should probably learn that, like, what is it, like a whip finish or something like that. I should probably learn that, but I just take a length and I make sure it's pretty snug, and I really have not had issues with my hair jigs. Oh guys, so you know that video that I made where I dyed and tied bucktail jigs and I dyed it pink and green? Well, I was fishing the other day and we were at this little dock, and I normally don't fish on docks right away, but I wasn't too serious about it, and I was casting out, and I casted that out, and I had a 30 to 35 inch pike follow that jig. And it was like pretty clear water. I could see him really well, and I don't know if he saw me and busted me. I really don't think so, just how he reacted. But I like was bringing the lure in, and I like channeled my inner amateur musky angler, and I like sped the lure up and like gave it some pops to like try to entice a strike out of this pike, and it just was not working, and it was so frustrating. And I was like went to go into like a figure eight, and it would just not commit. It swam off. It was heartbreaking. And we're just gonna continue to get some of the loose hair out. I feel like if you line everything up right the first time, you won't have like a lot of loose hair. But here we are. We have the BeyerLureCo hair jig. Literally, my hair in a jig. And we'll go fish with this. Let me tie a couple more up, and then I'm going to tie some crappie jigs up. You know, like I said, I'm not a... I wanted to give that something a little extra. I think it worked. We'll see how it works. But like I said, I am not much of a fly tire. But we're gonna get into some smaller stuff. All right, we're gonna tie a smaller one. We're gonna go for like a kind of like more crappie-esque jig. This is a 1/16 ounce. Man, dude, I feel like this is gonna be like. You know how after you get a haircut and there's just like, you gotta like go home and shower afterwards because there's hair everywhere? I feel like that's how it's gonna be, and that's how it is right now. Actually, there's just like a lot of hair everywhere, and I feel like it's gonna turn into one of those things where I have. Like, I'll be painting, and then a stray hair is gonna get on my paint, on the wet paint. Or I'll be like trying to like be like really nice and meticulous about a clear coat, and it's like, oh, my hair has other plans. Here's a nice big chunk of black hair in your clear coat. I like how this looks so far. And I'm gonna try something here. I got some loose hair. And take a bit of it. I'm gonna see if I can get it to twist it up. There we go. There we go. Hey, this might work. It puts this like that and get it secure. And wrap that around like that. Oh, there we go. And get a couple wraps around just to get that secure. Oh yeah. Oh yes. We are doing things. I'm gonna snug that. I'm gonna come in with my scissors. I'm just gonna trim some of those longer hairs so that they're a little more tight to the body. Kind of a bug style little jig here, but like still like pretty big, like, you know, for a crappie jig. This is fairly big and bulky. But like I was saying, you can get into this. It's like anything else in fishing. You can go as inexpensive as you would like to and get into lure making that way. Or you could go all out and get all of the crazy stuff, all of the expensive stuff. Just have just tons and tons of stuff to play around with and work with. But I would say just start small. Maybe not start with your own hair. Let's go to like, I just put a little dot of super glue on there just to kind of help lock those threads down. I'm gonna eventually switch over to like a UV epoxy where you put a little dot on and then you have the flashlight, but right now this is what I'm working with and it works pretty well. So don't come at me, fly tires. This is so ridiculous, just like tying my own hair, but like, yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing today. But I actually like this. This looks good. So we'll set this one aside and we'll let it dry. Alright, but let's go out and try to catch a fish. Oh no! You lost your hat, bro. Well, it's raining out. But I had to get out here. Maybe that'll be in my favor. But I had to get out here and test these out. And we got a lot of good things going. Woo! It's chilly and it's raining, but who knows? The wind is blowing in our face, so it's blowing towards shore. I think that works out in our favor pretty good. It's overcast, so this dark jig is probably the move, because this is generally a very clear fishery, clear water. But yeah, the hair lure, the BeyerLureCo hair jig, literally hair jig, my hair. gosh, that got like quite a bit of action to it. I've never fished. I fished here once and really not over on this side. We're gonna get, there's a lot of rocks though. You're gonna get snagged up. Oh, it kind of looked like a fish is chasing it. This water is ridiculously clear in this reservoir. Gosh, I don't know how deep it is. There are parts of this lake, this reservoir, that are incredibly deep. This place has lake trout. And a lot of other trout. Oh, there's spots. There's a spot where the wind comes in and the channel comes in. I'm gonna fish there. It looks deeper. I feel more confident in that. Look at that, even when my hair is wet, it still has like a big curl in it. But anyway, down here, this channel comes in and it's almost like a little bay back here. Gosh, the rainbow's even brighter now, but it's like a little bay back here. And being we're up higher on the hike, it looked like it was deeper. Even from like back here, it looks deeper. But this looks deeper back here. We're still windblown. It's later in the evening. It's kind of brightened up a bit, but it seemed like there's structure back here. Ooh, there's plenty of weeds, and it looks deeper. Oh, so that's where my confidence lies. So it's something. Is this more? There's a lot of weeds right here. Ooh. Caught a big old salad. Look at that. That's a trophy salad if I've ever seen one. Look at that. What is that? That's at least a 30-incher. We'll throw it back though. Catch and release salad. The funny thing is with like making these lures and like challenging yourself to like catch a fish on them, this is all that I bring. I just brought those lures that I made today. I was hoping it would stay cloudy because with it being light out like this, usually lighter and more translucent lures tend to work better, especially with more clear water. my hair is definitely very finessey and subtle. It's a subtle presentation action. All right, well, that's the spot. That's the lure. We're packing it in. We got rained on a little bit and it's getting cold and chilly and I'm hungry and didn't catch anything, but yeah, it's gonna get dark soon, so we better head on back. But I really hope you enjoyed the video. It was definitely a weird lure to make, and I definitely know we can catch some fish on it, so you'll just have to stay tuned. If you haven't already, please subscribe and let me know what you want to see next. So we will see you for the next one.